Welcome back. And today we're going to look at the Marmalead Search tool, which is, I think it had an update. I think it's pretty much the same, but I was seeing some confusion because people thought that they had taken that tool out. And no, it's still there. Don't worry. So let's go on over to Marmalead and take a look. And we can see that when you come to Marmalead, when you open it up, this is the search page. Okay, it looks different because they've put these things in here. And you might think, oh, they've taken this tool out because a couple people did, but no, it's still here. So let's say that I'm going to type, let's stick with the ferns because I did 2 videos before this about these edible ferns. I'm going to do fern cupcake toppers. Okay, so we'll stick with that. I'm going to hit enter. This is analyzing the word, and it's going to bring back all the search and engagement. So this is low. Okay, I told you my products are a niche of a niche. It's very low search and engagement. So here's the thing. Okay, I sell these. So just because you see numbers like this, it doesn't mean it's a bad keyword. What you need to look at is the whole picture. And there's low search, low engagement, low competition, but always assume with any third-party tool that's looking at a different site, always assume that the numbers are a little on the low side, especially if it's something that's this niche, because there just isn't that much information about it. So they have to kind of assume a lot, and they generally estimate low so that they're not estimating too much. But I know for a fact that people come to this listing and it's probably more than 25 a month. I haven't actually taken a look, but this just tells me that it's kind of a slow seller maybe, but it's still sold. I sold one yesterday and that's why I was looking at it. All this information is still here. Engagement over time. Okay, maybe this isn't the best example. I should probably find something that has like a more seasonal thing. Let's look at Christmas cupcake toppers just for that one section. Then we'll go back to the fern just to show you what happens with this. Oh, except maybe if I spelled it correctly, it would be good. Always spell things correctly because these tools do look at one specific keyword. They're looking at Christmas cupcake toppers exactly how you spell it in order to get these numbers. If I put Christmas cupcake topper singular, it might be different. Okay, so this is data just for this one phrase. That's all. Now, see, right now, Marmalead is predictive. So right now, this is August. This is giving me information for the next month. So for the next 30 days, this is the search and engagement, which makes sense because it's not Christmas time yet. People probably aren't looking for it. So what we're going to do is go down here, and this makes complete sense. So in October, searches start going up. They peak in November, and then it drops in December. That makes 100% logical sense because we're talking about Christmas. So you have to assume, you have to kind of make allowances for seasonality. I'm just going to take the Christmas out and we'll just do cupcake toppers because that's going to give us probably more variety throughout the year. And we'll just see how that looks. But just remember that Marmalead is predictive. It shows you trends in advance. Okay. It doesn't show you trends for the last 30 days because what's the point of that? We don't care. We want to see what's coming up. It's because it wouldn't be good if you're in January and it's telling you, oh, Christmas has a lot of search volumes. Like, no, it's January. It probably has none. Okay, so throughout the year, we can see different kind of trends for cupcake toppers. This is past. The green is past. The forecast is white. So that's coming up here because it's August right now. So see, that's white because it's coming up. And the 5-year average is this dotted line. So we've looked at the trend, engagement over time. Now, I don't worry about this too much personally because I list things and then I walk away and I don't take seasonal items down. I just leave them up. But this is just kind of a point of interest for you. And I don't worry about this. So if you want to look at that because you're trying to time things, I would compare this to Google Trends and then make sense of what information, what the Venn diagram of this and Google Trends says, because no tool is going to be 100% on the mark with trends. It's just not, it doesn't work. But I don't worry about that anyway, so I don't care. Okay, limit to 100. So these are the photos by tag. Now for the rest of this section down here, or for this section at least, we're going to look at cupcake toppers as the keyword. If you want to look at 42, 100, or 500. I wonder why it's 42. That's weird. Probably just because of the lines. I don't know. But you could look up to 500. You could filter by type of material if you want to just limit it to what you sell. and whatever the category is, you could do that. And this is kind of interesting to see what people put. This says 17 categories because there's a subcategory, so they're putting them in different ones. You can see what other people use for categories to see if you have maybe a different option for yours. I never really use this because I don't compare my stuff to other people's too much. But if you want to compare your listings to everybody else's, then this is good because you can go down to photos by tag and kind of see what do the tags look like what kinds of things are people using photo wise to go with the tags. First birthday, I would assume to see, like, you're going to see a lot of first birthday stuff. Here's just birthday in general, so you can just get an idea. I don't really, like I said, I don't compare my listings to other people's. I don't care. Okay. But if you're that kind of person that wants to do that, feel free. If you do a lot of competitor analysis, this is, you can use that. I don't. All right, so for the pricing thing, bargain price, mid-range price, and premium price, you can kind of see what other people are charging. Apparently, I charge a premium price at $12, which I think just shows that people are cheap. That's all. This is probably printables, so you have to take that into account. And, just be realistic, because if you're selling something for $6 on Etsy, you're really not making that much money, especially if you're actually making it. If this is a printable, that's one thing. But just take that, do your own pricing. Don't base your pricing on that. But this is just kind of a point of curiosity, right? Like what's considered in this category, high, medium, low. This shows how long the listings have been active on Etsy. And see, most of them are more than 5 years old because people just list them and then they don't have to list them again because they can make more, or it's digital, so you don't have to do that. This shows how many are physical and how many are digital. On the My Listings, this is going to go through all of my listings that have cupcake toppers as a keyword. So that can give you some information. Let me see. This is the title. What is this? It says, how strong is your listing targeting this keyword in its title? Okay. And so this is rating your listings based on this keyword and the title and tags that you have in place now. Visibility says how likely is it this keyword, this listing is going to get visits from this keyword. Cupcake toppers is so general that I would not expect to get a lot of visibility from this keyword at all because there's so many cupcake toppers. Let's go back to the fern cupcake toppers and scroll all the way down, because different parts of Marmalead are going to be more or less useful depending on how specific the keyword you're looking at is. And you can see here that if all we're doing is looking at fern cupcake toppers, this is the one listing that I have. I have one listing that targets this keyword. And this says the keyword is not in this listing title. It says ferns cupcake toppers. Now, this is a good example that this is looking only at fern, not ferns, plural. Okay, because ferns cupcake topper is in it. See, ferns cupcake toppers. But it's the plural. So I'm not worried about that. Okay. So this is, again, use your brain, look at what this is saying, hover over it, see what it says, and then look at your title and decide if you need to change it. I don't. Is your listing targeting this keyword in its tags? I think this might be a leftover because you don't really need to do that. So I'll point that out to Gordon because it's not really something you need to worry about anymore. And then the visibility, how likely is it that this listing will get visits from this keyword? Pretty good, okay, because this is a long tail keyword. It's very specific, but that probably means that the rest of this is not going to give me, like, this doesn't give me a whole lot of information. This doesn't give me any information. So the more specific the keyword, the less information you're going to get from some of these sections and the more you'll get from others. So just use this tool and your brain together, and don't get mad if the tool isn't giving you information, because it could just mean that you have a long tail keyword that is not bringing up a whole lot of data. So there's not a whole lot of data to give you. Okay, but this will go through and you can look at everything. You can make decisions based on this. I'm just trying to see if there's anything else. I apparently have a lot of cupcake toppers in my shop. I just wanted to see if there were more things. So sample listings. Okay, sample listings are other listings on Etsy that are also targeting this keyword, cupcake toppers. It doesn't mean they're good or bad or bestsellers or not, but it's just samples. So they're pulling some that you can take a look at to see, how to compare. So days to ship. This takes 3 to 4 days to ship, but that's their processing time. It might not take that long to ship. Tags. This is handy for getting ideas. If you hover over this, it shows you the tags. Okay, so that's very handy. if you're trying to find other words. Like, let's say that I have these little strawberry cupcake toppers also, or something with strawberries. And sweet one, I hadn't thought of sweet one, but now I can go and look up to see if that's actually a baby shower theme. And it very well could be that I don't know about. So this will give you ideas to do your own research, and then you can go from there. Okay, and this shows you the price. So you can compare other, just, it's not bestsellers necessarily, but it's just a comparison. I don't think it's bestsellers. It's just a comparison of other listings that are on Etsy, so that you can take a look at them and see if there's things that you can change on your listings, get some ideas and that kind of stuff. Customer Voice reads reviews from listings returned in this search to give you actionable takeaways. This is the review here. It's just pulling in the review. This is highlighting why, like what I think this is Chat GPT or something. It's highlighting what the AI thinks is the most important part. And then it tells you focus on these things. That will help customer satisfaction. And it's not talking about that in your listing. This is more like your customer service and that kind of stuff. For cupcake toppers, listings that have the word cupcake toppers in there, these are popular tags. And so you can go, this says 832. This is another way to get ideas for tags that you can use. Again, I think all of this was in the old Marmalead, right? And similar shopper searches. These are things that people who search for cupcake toppers also searched for. It's not necessarily the same thing, but it's things that they searched for, and maybe something that is similar. This is the kind of thing that you can look to see maybe their ideas, because if you know that your customers are searching for cupcake toppers, they're also searching for graduation cap toppers, and you don't have any, then maybe you can make some. See what I mean? Long tail alternatives to cupcake toppers are a little more specific. You can go through, again, like here's safari cupcake toppers. If people are searching for that, that looks pretty good. That's like 330 searches, 320 engagement, and only 2,700 competing listings. That's really low for Etsy. And then there's a word cloud at the bottom. So a lot of these features were already in Marmalead, but there are some changes, so just be aware of that. And I wanted to go through that. And I think the next thing that I'll do probably tomorrow is the trends tool, because that has changed a little bit. And it's very interesting. It's kind of fun to watch. Okay, so that's that for now. Leave me any questions. Give this video a thumbs up. And if you haven't watched the first 2 videos in this series, it's on the playlist of Marmalead, so go check that out. And I will talk to you later.